Bonjour et bienvenue dans un nouvel épisode du podcast Not Tuah. Je suis votre hôte et voici l'épisode 19. 19. 19. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back. Fret not, worry not, this is not a French language podcast. You have not accidentally tuned in to the translation of the Not Tuah podcast. I just thought it'd be fun to do the intro of Not Tuah, the famous. Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Not Tuah podcast. I'm your host and this is episode blah blah blah. Right? I thought it'd be fun to do that in a different language every show, every episode, you know. That way I can put this under the edutainment category on Spotify. This is episode... and also, I chose to start with this one because 19 in French kind of sounds like these nuts, and I wanted to do the these nuts joke. Alright, fucking sue me. I want it to be a little bit comedic here, alright? Alright. It is, this is episode 19, I don't know if that was clear, but it is 3:01 p.m., the 15th of February, 2025, Indian Standard Time, as per usual. If I ever change time zones during recording, you will know. Trust me, you will know. Bit of a late recording sesh. Although, last week I recorded at 8 p.m. I think. But today I'm recording at 3. Normally I record in the a.m., dude. Early morning, right? I just woke up. My voice is still pretty low. So I can be like, bonjour, it be on menu. But no, I had some stuff to do this morning. So I couldn't dedicate an hour to sit down and yap. So I came back home, had my burger, my usual Saturday burger. This time, Leon's. Leon's, if you're listening, look, you know there is no bigger fan of your franchise than me. And as a fan, as a proud Leon's Burger and Wings fan, okay, I want nothing more than to see you guys improve day by day and get better and better and better and show that clown and that royalty who's the real Burger King. Alright? So Leon, so it hurts me to do this. It pains me to do this. I never wanted this day to happen. But unfortunately, I do gotta criticize you a little bit today, okay? Let's start off with the positives, okay? Fries, crispy as hell, fluffy on the inside. I'm doing the Martin Scorsese thing, with my hands up. Cinema. The fries were perfection today. I don't know how you did it. They were even better than I remember them being. Alright? Fries, perfection. The wings were good. One of them was a little bit charred. But it was on the what do you call it? The leg bit. You know, the one that's all bones, essentially. So it wasn't too bad. You know, just a couple points, not even a couple, maybe 1 point off. 100-point meal, I'm taking 1 point off for the charred leg. Alright? The drink that you sent, chilled, ice cold, would definitely cool you down on a warm summer's day, which it was 38 degrees today, Celsius. 38 degrees Celsius. So it might as well have been a warm summer day, middle of February. Shout out global warming. Shout out climate change. Okay, whatever. So the drink, I don't know how you did it. Okay, I don't know how you did it. The drink and and like the rest of the meal were in the same bag, but the drink was still cold, the food was still hot. I don't know how you did it. What kind of freaky temperature controlling science you have cooking up in the Leon's Burgers and Wings test kitchen. Alright? Wings were a little bit charred. I mean, no complaints about the burger. It's the same, great quality, great taste that I've come to expect from you guys. But, and this is the big one for me, but the sauces, Leon, the sauces. I get a chili garlic sauce mix. Alright? And I understand you have garlic sauce as a separate menu item, you have chili sauce as a separate menu item. So I understand that the chili garlic sauce is just half and half. Half chili, half garlic. I understand that. But the proportions today, Leon. Oh my god, the proportions. It was more like 80% garlic sauce, 20% chili sauce. Which the garlic sauce is still a good sauce, don't get me wrong. Right? But when I want a chili garlic sauce, I'm expecting a little bit of that heat, a little bit of that kick, you know? And today there was not that much kick. I'm gonna readjust the mic here. This tends to do some weird vibrations with the audio, so like, just gotta. Okay. If I want a chili garlic sauce, I want 50% chili, I want 50% garlic. Alright? But this is 80% garlic, 20% chili. You gotta do better, Leon. You gotta do better. If I were you, here's what I would do. Alright, I'm assuming, I'm in my mind's eye, I'm picturing sort of a little countertop, right? And there's pump handles. You know, like the ones you have for like syrup that you put in your drink. You have the little pump handle thingy that you push down, right? That's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining them fed into a container of the sauces. And when you're making a chili garlic sauce, I imagine you do like 2 pumps of the chili, 2 pumps of the garlic. Maybe it's 1 pump of each, I don't know. But that's what I'm imagining. You do like a pump, there's your chili garlic sauce. Now, here's what I would do. Because the chili garlic sauce is the only sauce on the menu where it's just 2 different sauces combined. Right? So, here's what I would do. I would get the chili sauce and the garlic sauce right next to each other. And I would install a connecting pump between the 2 of them. Right? So when you do 1 pump of the chili garlic sauce pump, it draws up an equal amount of chili sauce and garlic sauce into the 1 pipe. Right? Into the 1 pipe, and it comes up out the handle and into the little sauce cup. Alright? So you do pump, right? 2 pumps of the chili garlic sauce pump, the specially designed chili garlic sauce pump. Do 2 pumps of that. You always get an equal amount, 50% chili sauce, 50% garlic sauce. And there you go. You don't ever have to worry about maintaining proportions again, because it's already done for you. Right? Now, let's consider a secondary scenario where instead of the pump, right? Instead of the pump action, you have something like a ketchup bottle, right? And you gotta squeeze it out. That is a little bit tough. I will say that is a little bit tough. I can't really engineer a solution that doesn't involve, estimating that you've reached a proportion, right? But there is a solution that I can engineer. There is a solution that I can think of, but it's like it still relies on getting the proportion right. You just put the sauces in the same bottle. But whatever. I'm sure you can figure something out, Leon. Alright? Just, I don't want to be let down with the sauces ever again. Okay, because the sauces are a big component of the meal. You know? It's what I dip the fries in. It's what I dip the wings in. It's what I pour into the burger at the end. You know? And frankly, Leon, today was a bit of a letdown in that regard. That being said, I still have faith in you. I know you can do better. You have done better. And so I will continue to order your burger for many Saturdays to come. I'm just putting this out there. A little bit of constructive criticism is always beneficial. You know? A little bit of constructive criticism never hurt anybody. All I'm saying, get the proportions of the sauces right. You know? That's my piece. You know what, actually, today I did order from a different branch of the Leons, because my regular branch, they didn't have the discount going. I ordered my burgers on Saturday because usually on Saturdays there is a 125 rupee discount on the burgers. My usual branch didn't have the discount, but this other branch did, and so I ordered from the other branch because I gotta save those 125 rupees. I just gotta. Alright, so maybe my home branch has engineered a solution to the half and half chili garlic sauce problem. But maybe this other branch that I've ordered from today did not. Much to consider. But either way, Leon, if you're listening, hit me up. I will let you know what my local Leon's branch is. And you can go over there, you can study their technique and train every employee in every Leon's branch in their techniques, because no one should get an inferior product from Leon's Burgers and Wings. They don't deserve it. Okay, Leon? They deserve to experience in all its glory the goodness of your product. Alright? So, hit me up. I'll tell you my local branch and you can go over, study their techniques. Alright? Alright. I did not intend to go on a 13-minute rant about my sauces for my burger, but you can tell I'm very passionate about this issue, right? Yeah. Okay. So, we got a couple topics to talk about, in this episode. Oh, right. Okay. Before we begin, I would like to issue a correction, to the previous episode of the Not Tuah podcast. In the intro, I said that it was episode 17, when in actuality it was episode 18. And so I apologize for this blunder, right? I will do my damnedest to ensure it never happens again, to ensure that I meet the standards for truth and honesty that you've come to experience, that you've come to expect even from the Not Tuah podcast. Okay? If anyone's gonna have a podcast with the word Tuah in it and they're gonna lie, it's gonna be Haley Welch. Okay? Not me. Mark my words, write these down, etch them in stone. I will never pull a crypto scam on the loyal listeners of the Not Tuah podcast. Can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going a bit too far with that one. God, I need to drink some water. I don't know what's been happening. I've been very dehydrated as of late. My mouth's been dry a lot. I'm still, if you've listened to the special episode, special number 1, The Weekend and Hurry Up Tomorrow, you'll know my thoughts on this water that I'm drinking right now. And, I will not discuss those thoughts because that's going to be a little secret between me and whoever has listened to the special. So there you go. All I will say is that I do maintain those thoughts even now, and I don't know. Maybe I will look into changing the brand of water. But yeah, okay. So let me take a sip here. If you've got a bottle of water at home, or any beverage, really, feel free to drink along. Fuck, that's good. You never really appreciate water until you're thirsty. Hashtag deep thought on Not Tuah. You never appreciate water until you're thirsty. It's like you never appreciate a clear nose until you got a stuffy nose, God, I remember recording this podcast when I had a stuffy nose. I don't know why I did it. I could have just skipped an episode. I'm sure you guys would have understood. Alright, okay, let's get into the topics here. Last week I did delay the episode because, excuse me. I did delay the episode because I was hoping to get a delivery that day, but I just never did. And that was delivery of my new phone. If you'll remember from a previous episode of the podcast, maybe I haven't discussed this on a previous episode of the podcast, but my phone had been acting up battery wise. Like, it would just shut off randomly, even if it had like 100% battery. It would shut off, and then you'd have to charge it for like 2 hours, and then you could use it for maybe 20 minutes. So it was rough. It was really hard on me because I use my phone for payment a lot when I'm traveling. So I couldn't pay anybody. I had to be like, hey man, can you drop me off at home? And then I'll get home, I'll charge my phone, and I'll pay you. And a couple of times they said no, so I had to like ask my neighbors, like, hey bestie, can you pay this guy? I'll charge my phone and I'll pay you back, which was quite frankly a little bit humiliating. Like, I know people are supposed to help each other, that's why we're here, but I don't know, man. I didn't like going up to these people and being like, hey bestie, can you pay for me? Can you pay this guy for me? And then maybe I'll pay you later. Okay? I didn't like doing that. Of course I did pay them back, but like, as soon as it was like heavy on my mind. Couldn't think of anything else until I had paid them back, but whatever. So yeah, I got a new phone. It's the Honor Magic 6 Pro. The Pro stands for professional. Just, making sure you guys know. You're caught up on slang. Um, isn't slang short for short language? Let me see. Slang. Wikipedia. Um. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. The origin of the word slang is unclear. There we go. Um. Huh. Oh. There's a Wikipedia article on Gen Z slang. Should we read it? Okay. Fuck, where'd it go? It was like right here. Oh yeah, glossary of Generation Z slang. Okay, we've got terms such as AF, as fuck, ASL as hell, aura, defined as overall vibe, energy, or personality. Based, a response used to indicate that one agreed with something. Basic, beige, flag, BDE, bestie, bet, be fucking for real. Big yikes, that feels more millennial to me. Blood, bougie, bop, brain rot. Brain rot has its own Wikipedia article. Brain rot, the featured image, banned words, TikTok rinse party. My god. The use of any of these words will result in wearing the dunce hat and sitting in the corner. That's fucking hilarious. Brain rot, bruh, bussin', bussy. Oh my god, the hyphen ussy prefix or suffix has its own Wikipedia article. A person's throat can be called a trussy. Man, trussy has its own Wikipedia article. Oh, that's great. That is great. Cap, cotton 4K, clap back, cook, crash out, dab, dank. I don't know about dab. I'm sorry, I don't know about dank. Uh, dead, delusion ship. I've never heard of delusion ship. Drip, era, face card, failure management. I don't know what that means. Fire, fit check, finna, flop, gagged, ghost, girl boss, glaze, glizzy, glow up, goat, Gucci, hit different hulls, ick, itch ball, iPad kid, it's giving, if you know, you know, Jit, Karen, L, lit, look smack thing, which also has its own Wikipedia article. Lore, main character, Mew, Mid, Mog, Moot, Netflix and Chill, NPC, Nya, Nya, No Cap, Okay Boomer, Oof, Oomph, Op, Out of Pocket, Owned, Period, with a T at the end, Pick Me, Blur, Pookie, Queen, Ratio, Red Flag, Rinse, which also has its own Wikipedia article. Roman Empire, Salty, Secure the Bag, She Shook Simp, Situationship, SK, Slap, Slay, Snatch, Stan, Sussy Baka, Skill Issue, T, Touch Grass, Tweaking, Unalive, Understood the Assignment, Uwu, Valid, Vibe Check, Visco Girl, which again, I don't know about Visco Girl. I don't know if I'd call that. Definitely not in use as much lately. W, Wig. I haven't heard of Wig. Who is this diva? Yap, Yeet. Okay. Skill issue is not on here. Which is interesting because I say skill issue a lot. This is a great Wikipedia article. I love this one. Glossary of Generation Z slang. I love it. And ball culture? Oh, like ballroom dancing. Ball culture. The first thing I thought of was basketball. Which, I don't know if I mentioned this before. Basketball, one of the few sports that I'm like vaguely interested in. Alright? Got into basketball because I thought tracking the basketball would help me track my opponent or my ops in Fortnite. And this article would put it. And then the second thing, when I read ball culture, I thought of balls, testicles. Then the great Wikipedia article, it's missing a few. Like I said, it's missing skill issue. It's missing skibidi. It's missing. It could do. Here's the magic of Wikipedia. I can add skill issue to this article. So maybe I'll do that. Okay. So there was I. Right. Why did I go on Wikipedia again? Okay, whatever. So my phone. I've used Android pretty much maybe not my whole life. 'Cause I got my first phone when I was 13. Although it wasn't really my phone. It was just an extra phone my parents had, and they let me use it, but it was still their phone. Like, they would take it from me when they needed to do stuff with it. But that was an Android, and then I had an Android until like 2020. Then I got an iPhone from 2020 to now. I've been on iPhones, and now I'm back on Android, baby. Back on Android. So obviously it's a bit of a big change to make, going from iOS to Android. Um, there's a couple little things, couple bit of muscle memory that you built up over 5 years that is hard to forget. Like, I keep on the keyboard, especially because for whatever reason, Android and iOS have different keyboard layout. For the special characters, your colons, question marks, semicolons, exclamation marks, all those. There's a different layout for them, and so whenever I'm texting, I just go pow pow pow, rapid fire, and I muscle memory where the question mark button used to be. But no, the fucking what key is there now? It's the colon where the question mark used to be. Okay. But yeah, there's a bunch of symbols that, like, muscle memory and shit. So that's one thing. iOS is also very, like, gesture focused. There's a lot of swiping up, swiping down, left, right, whatever. A lot of swiping on iOS. There's some swiping on Android, and certainly you can configure the phone to, like, work with all the swiping. I didn't. I chose to go for the 3 buttons approach, because that is one thing that I did kind of miss from Android when I was on iOS. I did miss the 3 buttons. I prefer having the buttons to, like, having to deal with gestures here and there. The phone. Okay, one thing I gotta say about the phone, the fucking camera. The camera is massive, dude. It's so big. And it, like, sticks out from the body of the phone so much. It's like, man, if they took out the cameras out of phones, I'm sure the price point would, like, plummet. If there was a phone that had the performance to compete with, like, modern flagships, but they didn't focus so heavily on the camera. Like, I think there should be a camera, but like, a basic one, even like the cameras from, let's say, the iPhone 5, iPhone 6, right? Those are pretty good, right? They're acceptable at the very least. So I'm sure if you took the cameras from those phones, but you put them in a modern phone with, a modern processor, modern RAM capabilities, modern storage, whatever, I'm sure you could create a phone which would have a very good market. Because people like me, I don't care about the camera. I don't take a lot of photos, right? But I do care about the performance of the phone. And so for me, if if that phone existed, performance of a flagship in the budget of a mid-range, a no-brainer. I would have bought that one. That is to say, I didn't buy this phone. My parents did. I was complaining to them like, mommy, my phone, mommy. um, and so I think they just Googled phone with best battery life, and they found this one and they bought it because this has an impressive battery life. I was out today for like 4 hours, and I was using my phone normally. Like I was on the Reddit, I was on the Discord, I was on. It's just those two. Those are the only two apps I use on my phone. Um, but yeah, like 4 hours, it went down 10%, which unheard of, honestly. 2.5% per hour. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, anyways, back to Android. Actually, never mind. Back to the phone. This has an in-display fingerprint reader, which is pretty nice. I vastly prefer fingerprint to like Face ID. Mostly because whenever I don't maybe it's just me, but whenever I use Face ID on any phone, even this phone, because this phone has the ability to do Face ID, but I prefer not to use it. Um, Whenever you use Face ID, I gotta like lock in. I gotta serve to the camera. I go like eyebrow up, lips puckered, kind of chin resting on my hand, and I go like, huh. I gotta serve to the camera, and that's when the Face ID works. But fingerprint, brother, I can unlock my phone without looking at it. Um, which some might consider a bad move, but I can do it. The issue is that the wallpaper that I like, it's kind of a two-tone system, right? So you have it's essentially a picture of the same landscape, right? One at night, one in the daytime. And so for years, my setup used to be the nighttime version of that. That was the lock screen, and in the daytime version of that, that was my home screen. So I would unlock my phone. It would be on the night thing. I would like, serve face, and open the phone. I would like go to the home screen, and it would transform from like a nighttime to a daytime scene. But here, it can read the fingerprint with the screen off. So I just put my finger on the fingerprint button, and like bam, I'm instantly in the daytime scene. I can't really appreciate the nighttime scene anymore. So I don't know. Maybe it's time to change the wallpaper. Find a better one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Is that everything that I wanted to talk about? Oh no. Okay. So for the life of me here, I can't figure out how to change the colors of my theme. Right? Because that's like a big thing with Android, in that it's more customizable than what's it called? iOS. Right? More customizable than iOS. So that might be a bit of a folly, because for whatever reason, it's chosen various shades of brown and like the default color theme. And so all the apps they work based off of the default color theme, and so all my apps are like varying shades of brown. I don't know how to fix it on a system wide level. Like on each individual app, I can go to the theme settings and I can adjust the colors myself. But on a system wide aspect, I'm not sure how to get rid of the brown. You know? But I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Because again, baby, customizability, name of the game. When you're on Android, customizability. Okay. We've got about 10 minutes left in the podcast. Um, okay, hang on. Let me get my last topic off. I'm going to readjust the mic here again. Give me a second. Oh, looks like the waveforms didn't like that. The waveforms went crazy there. Okay, whatever. Right. Uh, if you'll remember from a couple episodes ago, not even a couple, maybe like 10 episodes ago at this point. Wow, the second ever episode I talked about purple toothpaste. Unfortunately, I am going to have to call it quits on the purple toothpaste for a little while. Um, I accidentally bought non-purple toothpaste. Wasn't really paying attention. Um, so yeah, I've got to work through a whole tube of normal, boring white toothpaste. The tube it'll probably last me because it's a decent sized tube, and I don't use that much toothpaste because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to only use a pea size glob of toothpaste, right? And like all the ads where it's like the entire brush is covered in toothpaste. That was like a marketing tactic. Like actually, dentists say you only need a pea-sized drop of toothpaste. So unfortunately, that tube is going to last me a while. Maybe like a month, I think, or maybe 2 months. No, not 2 months. Definitely not 2 months. Whatever. It's gonna last me a while. So unfortunately, no purple toothpaste for the foreseeable future. Um, the purple toothpaste really did work. Like I'm sure objectively, my teeth weren't the pristine pearly white that people come to expect from teeth. But like it's like with all color, it works in context, right? And the science was that if you have a little bit of yellowing in your teeth, um, yellow and purple they like cancel each other out, and it produces pearly, pure, pristine white. That was the science, I think, anyways. Um, but yeah, I've noticed today with the white, boring white toothpaste, my teeth were a little bit yellower. They weren't like yellow, but you could tell they were a little bit yellow. So, or I don't know, maybe I'm like delusioning myself. Delulu, that was also on the Wikipedia article there. So yeah, unfortunately, no more purple toothpaste. I gotta finish off this tube and then hop back on my purple toothpaste. I already miss it so much. Okay, that's like 40-ish minutes. So that's probably enough not tour for most of you guys this week. I assume this is the point where many people will be turning off the podcast because I'm here to talk about the Captain America movie, baby. Captain America Brave New World worldwide premiere yesterday. Or no, I think the worldwide premiere was on Thursday. Which is weird because like all the trailers they say only in theaters. Friday, February the 14th. But then some theaters just release it on the 13th, one day before its actual release. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't make I don't understand it. But yeah, anyways, um, the movie was alright. Um, Again, it does pain me to say this as an MCU fan. I, okay, I wouldn't say regret. I don't regret watching this movie because again, I still had a good time going out watching a movie. That being said, I feel like this was an experience that I wouldn't have been mad to miss. Something like Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, right? If I missed out on the chance to watch that in theaters, I would have been pissed off. But this movie, particularly, if I missed it, I would have been like, well, you know. Like, okay, to start off with, it's a Captain America movie, which I'm not really a big fan of the political super soldier, um, guy in suit, no power, espionage kind of side of the MCU. Right? I'm not really into that. I want guys in ridiculous costumes with inhuman powers dealing with fucking aliens and shit. Okay, that's what I want. Your Spider-Mans. I guess Ant-Man, technically, well, no, he had the pim particles. Your Spider-Man, your Ant-Man, Miss Marvel, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe not I'm 50-50 on the Guardians of the Galaxy, honestly. They're good movies. I think everyone just treats them as like the second coming, which I don't think they are. But I want I want that stuff from the MCU, right? I don't want to watch a political thriller. Well, I mean, I guess I did because I did go and watch the movie. But I'm not into the political aspect of the MCU, right? Um, so already off to a rough start. I don't like the Captain America movie that much. I don't like. Well, I guess it really is just Captain America. The movie suffered a lot from being based off of a movie that nobody watched, The Incredible Hulk, 2008, or was that 2009? Might have been 2008. Yeah, because Iron Man was in there, right? Incredible Hulk, 2008, and then it's also based on a TV show that also nobody watched, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So there was a lot of exposition in the movie. Lot of people being like, "Oh, this is why this guy has this reputation," or "Oh, these characters know each other because of this," or "This character's motivation is this," and like, you know, I'm sure if the Hulk had reached the level of success that you come to expect from Marvel, I'm sure they wouldn't have needed this much exposition. I'm sure the Falcon and the Winter Soldier reached expectations. They wouldn't have done so much exposition. But the exposition really doesn't leave much space for a memorable story. Right? I went and I saw the Marvels. Um, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Photon, I think her name is. Um, that movie, I went and watched it opening day. I watch all my MCU movies opening day. Opening day prime time show, India's largest theater. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I went and watched Marvel's opening day, and I feel like somehow, the Marvels had more of an impact on the greater MCU than Brave New World, right? And to some people, that's like a positive. It's like, yeah, we want these movies to be able to stand on their own, which I guess this movie does stand on its own if you can look past the exposition. If you look at it as a contained Captain America story that you could really fit anywhere in the MCU timeline. If you look at it like that, I think it works. Um, that being said, like everything's subjective. I'm a fan of the greater MCU narrative. I don't really focus in on one particular character. So to me, the movie felt a bit lackluster in that sense. It didn't really connect too widely with the rest of the MCU. The only thing it really did was an appearance by a character from Sam Wilson's past. And like, it's not really deep lore. Like, you will know that this character and Sam Wilson have interacted in the past. You may not know all the details. I certainly didn't know all the details, but I was like, oh yeah, it's that guy from that thing. It's my Blorbo. Um, what else? Oh, this is the first time Marvel movies usually clowned on for their CGI. But maybe I have an untrained eye. Maybe I'm wearing rose-tinted glasses whenever I watch these movies. That's not a proper euphemism because rose-tinted glasses is like for nostalgia. Whatever. Maybe I was wearing. Okay, fuck it. You know what? Forget it. I never really noticed the bad CGI in Marvel movies. But this one, something about this one, I was like, hang on, that doesn't really look right. Which, for me to notice that, they must have really fucked up. They must have really fucked up. What else? Is there anything else to be said about this movie? Not particularly. No, I can't really think of much else about this movie. The villain was alright. His motivation, I felt like there were better ways to execute his plan. Which, I mean, you can say that for most of the MCU villains, but the flaws in their plan are what really drive the story, So, what else? Fuck, man, I don't know. I really thought I'd have more to say about this movie. Harrison Ford did a pretty good job. You can tell he doesn't really care about being in a superhero movie. He really is just doing it for the check. Which you can't really blame that. On that grind, on that hustle, he needs that cash. Does he? Does he even need that cash? Star Wars, Indiana Jones, royalties. I guess now with getting an MCU flick in there, he's like he can retire. Isn't he like 90 something? Harrison Ford age 82. This man was born during World War II. My god. Who's this person? Callista Flockhart? Who the fuck is Callista Flockhart? That's an Ace Attorney ass name if I've ever heard of one. Oh, okay, that's Harrison Ford's wife. Okay. Okay, well, Harrison Ford, he did an okay job for an 82-year-old. I don't know why I said that. He did a pretty good job at, being a president. He doesn't have the presidential vibe, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Um, Anthony Mackie does. He does. He does like average, I guess. I didn't really find anything too stand out in his acting. Maybe it's because I watched or like I am currently watching Daredevil in preparation for Born Again, premiering March 14th, I think. It's like in a month from now, basically. So I've been rewatching Daredevil to prepare for that. Charlie Cox is a great actor as Matt Murdock. I just like literally before recording, I watched season 1, episode 3 with his monologue to the jury. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I've been preoccupied lately with questions of good and evil, morality, whatever he said. That was a pretty good monologue. Um, Joaquin, who's the guy who played Joaquin Torres? It was um, wrong button. Joaquin Torres actor Danny Ramirez. I think he did a better job. He was probably one of the highlights of the film. I think I really liked him and his portrayal of the character. Um, he is set up kind of like the comic relief, I think. Which, yeah, for an MCU movie, very few quips, very few jokes, which I'm sure some people will appreciate. Oh right, this movie, it didn't start off with the typical Marvel intro. It didn't do the bum 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 ba bum. It didn't do that thing. So I don't know. Maybe that it doesn't feel like an MCU movie because of that. You really need that bum 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 to like set up the mood. Okay. I feel like that's everything that I really wanted to. Oh no, fucking in the theater next to me, these two fucking guys, they pulled out like a large pizza, and they were just eating a large pizza through the whole movie, and I'm like, hey man, it's fucking really a large pizza. Like, first of all, how did you get that into the theater? Because with most food, you can, like, kind of hide them in your bag, I guess, or, like, stuff them under your shirt, maybe. If you're getting, like, a cotton candy or a bag of chips, you can, stuff it under your chest or under your shirt. How do you hide a full pizza box? There's no Pizza Hut. If, how do you hide that? You know? And again, it was it was like a big box. And second of all, the whole fucking theater smelled like pizza throughout the whole movie. It's. I just think there were better ways to have your pizza and a movie. You know? Because the Pizza Hut was in the same building as the theater. It's not part of the theater, I don't think, but it's in the same building. So like you could have eaten your pizza, walked over to watch the movie, or watched the movie and walked over to eat your pizza. It's like, what are you doing, sneaking it into the theater like that? You know. And again, they were right next to me. The smell was so distracting. I didn't want to like turn and stare at them. So I was trying to figure out what food it could be based off the smell alone. And I was like, I mean, they only serve popcorn and nachos, but this doesn't smell like popcorn. It doesn't smell like nachos. They're not making any crunching sounds while they're eating. What could they possibly be eating? And then, so that like that occupied my thought for like the first 15 minutes of the movie. And finally, I managed to place it like, oh fuck, they're eating pizza. How the fuck did he get pizza in here? You know? Okay. Alright, Giancarlo Esposito was in this film. Forgettable, dude. I'm sorry. Breaking Bad has unfortunately like ruined Giancarlo Esposito, I think. Because now he's gotta play the, stern, serious, um, Spanish slash Portuguese speaking guy. Kind of a villain type shit. So I could see him in a sitcom, honestly. Giancarlo, I can see him in a sitcom. Okay, whatever. That's my thoughts on the latest Marvel flick. Based on my experience here, I might skip Thunderbolts coming out this May, because Thunderbolts is another kind of political side of the MCU film. And from the trailers, I'm not particularly excited about it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll skip Thunderbolts. Maybe I'll have nothing better to do in the middle of May, I think. It's releasing in May. So maybe I'll have nothing better to do in May. And I'll go watch that movie. I don't know. Alright. I think 57 minutes. I think let's wrap it up here. This has been episode 19 of the Not Tuah podcast. I've been your host. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye, everybody.